Lowlifes, or for a while I thought was pronounced as Lowlifes for some weird reasons, had been raging on multiple horror fans groups since premiering on streaming platform Tubi since April 2024. This Canadian production, which explored an upper middle class family from Los Angeles on a road trip in their recreational vehicle, venturing into redneck country, and upon a chance encountered with a couple of suspicious looking local lads, one who indulged in fried grasshoppers and carried a shotgun as they would. You feared for the safety of this family as you felt you are entering the familiar settings of a famous horror movies like The Hill Have Eyes or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After a similarly themed movie like The Strangers Chapter 1 by a reputable director like Rennie Harlan but turned out to be a real dud, I was not expecting too much, just a slasher flick with some decent gore and some logical movie plot points would be able to appease me on a dull Sunday night viewing.
You got the dud!
In the end, the main twist in the plot really caught us unaware, and it was really fun right after that. When as audience, we really did not have any clue what to expect with the story being transformed into. There was a strong social commentary on the bias we possess of people from the blue or the red states and their political standings, which also had been inculcated to the global audience like myself, who always lean towards the left-wing liberals being the ones to root for, and the gun-loving, tobacco-chewing rednecks as the people to dread and automatically envision as the villains. This innate bias was the reasoning behind many key characters' decisions, which were not always going to be appreciated by the general viewers, but it made a lot of sense till the end of the movie. The movie was co-directed by first-timer Mitch and Tesh Guttikonda, who made the psychological horror Influencer in 2022. The story was concocted by Al Kaplan, who was a music composer by trade, and most famously the co-writer of Clown's Cafe theme in Damien's Leon Terrifier 2.
Nothing here is good for you, so grab yourself a tray, cause food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe. Drop on by the Clown Cafe.
He also made movie for a highly acclaimed creature feature called Zombievers. So you have a crew who had their hands and feet in horror movies creation, but still fresh enough to create a refreshing perspective on a tried and tested subgenre. This was a cast of interesting characters to be caught up in this tale, played mainly by TV actors and one seasoned character actor in Kevin McNulty. That said, the collective performances are still adequate, and most actors brought what was required of their characters to the table. While the likes of Brenna Llewellyn playing Savannah and Amanda Fix playing Amy were supposed to be the main characters for the audience to lynch upon, I thought the actors playing the father and son in the city-based family were brilliantly cast, and their acting went hand in hand with the actions of their characters. The special effects of the violence displayed on screen were not of premium quality, but it served its purpose. There weren't any eye-catching action sequence nor memorable shots to boast about. Ultimately, it was down to the interesting twists and some minutiae in the plot, and small characters' traits which were used succinctly in the latter part of the movie, which I appreciated. I love the dialogue, which was usually a turn-off in such horror movies, but some quips were very enjoyable at that point of the movie.
I'd rather eat pussy than people!
As critic Lee McCoy on Rotten Tomatoes highlighted that Lowlifes had the best horror screenplay of the year. Imagine it as We Are the Mullers meeting The Hill Have Eyes. I also told my viewing party that this was like the twisted version of the National Lampoon Vacation, and not forgetting the blatant wink and nod to the Hunger Games. I really could not divulge more in the story. Going to the movie blind of any trailer or marketing synopsis would be the best way to enjoy Lowlifes. I do hope the distributors will open up more avenues for horror fans to watch this 90 minutes long feature, other than streaming on Tubi or for rent on Apple TV. I'm awarding 8 out of 10 for this quirky indie horror feature, which likely will shine in my top 10 of the year. Please subscribe to this channel to gather all my thoughts of the best horror movies of this year. And do click a like and share this video if you can. Do check out my latest review on Krish Nash in The Violent Nature, which got enough acclaims that I hope would send some to this movie instead. For now, let me ponder on which is more delectable, fried grasshopper or nicely pan-fried human tongue. Good night.